Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen for another video. So today I'm so excited to show you how to turn these red lentils into tofu. So while I love cooking with traditional soy tofu, I know not everybody does. Some people have allergies or don't want to eat it for other reasons, and I'm constantly getting asked for alternatives. So today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing red lentil tofu. So you're not going to believe how easy this is to make. So it is not a traditional tofu. Regular soy tofu takes a little while to make. This is actually really quick and really easy, and you don't need any special equipment like any presses or anything like that. And it really is only 2 ingredients. It's pretty much just red lentils and water. But you guys know me, I can't just have my food totally plain. So I do kick it up a notch with a couple other ingredients, and I show you what else you can put in there as well and different ways that you can cook it at the end. So yeah, I'm actually so stoked on this. It is so good. I think y'all are gonna really like it. So let's get right into it. Oh yeah, and just quickly before I start, I did not invent this. However, this is my own adaptation of a bunch of different red lentil tofu recipes that I saw online. So a lot of them seem to be overly complicated, and I just made this like as absolutely simple as possible with as few steps as possible. So I don't think that you're gonna find an easier red lentil tofu recipe out there. Anyways, let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is measure out 1 cup of split red lentils. So we're going to be using a ratio of 3:1 water to lentil ratio. So you could obviously scale this up or down accordingly. And then you just want to rinse the lentils pretty well. So you'll notice the water gets pretty frothy. So what I like to do is just kind of scooch that off the top and then discard the water and do this a few times until the water is pretty clear. Next, bring that 3 cups of water to a boil and then add it to the lentils. You want to cover this and let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. So while you're waiting, you might as well make use of your time, move your body a little bit, try doing some dips in the corner of the kitchen, maybe some L-sits, maybe some body weight squats. I don't know, get creative, but get moving. So after you've let it soak for a little while, you want to just throw everything into a blender. So you don't need a high-powered blender like this Vitamix or anything. Any standard blender should do. And that is kind of the nice thing about doing it this way, is that it softens the lentils so you don't need to, use a expensive blender. But this is what I have, so that's what I'm using. If you want to make this totally plain, you probably just want to add a little bit of salt just to help with the flavor. So I'm just going to add probably about 3/4 teaspoon of salt to this. And you can also add some other flavor as well. So I tried cooking this a bunch of different ways and tried adding, a bunch of different flavors to it. And what I found the best was just to add a little bit of the twin pillars, some garlic powder and onion powder. So I'm going to add about 3/4 teaspoon of each to this. And then just blend until it is all blended up. Where's the on button? And I find that red lentils are pretty peppery, so you don't have to add any pepper to it. And it's kind of nice when it's like a really smooth and uniform consistency. So I did try adding some other herbs like this no salt seasoning, and it was good, and I'll show you guys that at the end. But I think it's just like best to kind of keep it pretty plain. Next, you want to get a saucepan on the stove, put it to about a medium heat, and then dump that mixture in there. So this is kind of the most labor-intensive part, and you're gonna have to keep whisking this. So you want to just keep stirring it, and you'll notice that it'll start to boil and bubble. And that's when you want to turn it down to a medium-low heat or even a low heat, and then just keep on stirring it, because if not, it'll stick to the bottom. And yeah, it's just not what you want. So keep stirring it, and then you'll notice that it gets really thick. So after about 5-6 minutes, it'll start thickening up, and you want to just keep going until it is very thick. At about 8-9 minutes is when it's going to be ready. So it gets so thick that you can pretty much just stand the whisk up in it, and it'll stay there. So once you're at this point, you know it's done. And then you want to take it off the heat and pretty quickly get it into a glass baking dish like this, because it tends to thicken up pretty quickly. So if you don't do this fast, it makes it a lot harder. And then just smooth that out. And you don't have to worry about any oil or butter or grease or anything in here, because it comes out so easily once it's cold. You guys are going to be amazed. And then it's just ready to go into the fridge. So you want to leave it to set in there for at least about 2 hours. But of course you can leave it overnight if you need to. And then it is ready to go. So because I am smart, I made some yesterday. Swap that out. And here is the finished product. All right, so check it out. I told you it was easy to get out, and look at that. It slides right out and all in one piece. So there you go. That is one huge slab of lentil tofu, and it's honestly like $2 worth of lentils, so it couldn't be any cheaper. Pretty easy, as you guys saw. And let me cut into it and show you. Look at that, holds together well. It's just like tofu. It's amazing. Obviously it got a bit of a pink color to it. Yeah, and it's good. It's pretty neutral. I'm glad that I put the garlic powder and onion powder in there because it does give it a little bit of flavor, but you can basically just use this as you would any tofu now. So I tried a few different ways. So I tried to do like a quick marinade and then saute it on the stove. And I also tried to saute just some plain pieces, and they were both really good. And then my favorite way was just to cut it into chunks and air fry it. So I tried a couple different things, like the same sort of Asian marinade, and it was really good. But I also just did like a pretty plain sort of salt and pepper one, and that one was actually my favorite. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. And then I'll add it to the rest of my meal. Show you guys that. So I'm just gonna add a touch of oil just so that the salt and pepper sticks to it. Shouldn't take too much. And then I'm gonna be using this herba mire, or herba mare if you're as fancy as I am, herb sea salt. This stuff's so good. And then just a bit of pepper. So while that's cooking, I thought I would show you guys that herbed one that I made yesterday. So let's have a closer look at it. Here's the seasoning that I used for that one. Like I said, it's just an organic, no salt seasoning, and it's kind of like a bit of a chunky seasoning, so I thought that would be kind of neat. And it is really good, but part of the reason why this is so nice is just like the silky smooth, like creamy texture that it has. And you'll see when you air fry it, it kind of like puffs up a little bit, just like tofu. But this one is really good still. And of course the flavor options, what you add to this are absolutely endless. I was thinking even like a sweet one would be good with like some cinnamon and maple syrup and that sort of stuff. So that might be something I'll try in the future. But yeah, let me cut into this and I'll give it a taste. Actually, it's really good. It's better the next day than it was yesterday. I just put it in the fridge for a couple hours yesterday and tried it. And I was like, I don't know. But wow, it's actually just so good. Who would have thought you could make your own tofu like this, you know, just out of lentils without a press or any like crazy equipment or anything like that. Just like, you know, 30 minutes worth of work and a couple hours in the fridge. It's crazy to me. All right, so I'm just gonna throw together like a quick salad to have that air fried lentil tofu on top of, whip up a quick dressing, and I'll show you guys the finished product. Ooh, all right, so here they are, straight out of the air fryer, and they even crisped up. This is awesome. Check it out. Nice. Man, that is official. All right, so there it is, all finished and plated up. Man, it looks so good. I'm proud of myself. I can't believe that that was just plain old lentils just a little while ago. Now look at it. So if you're looking for sauce ideas, you probably know, but I have a ton of different sauces on the YouTube channel. So just search Simnett Nutrition sauces and you'll see a whole bunch of options come up. This is the classic tahini dressing. It's really easy to make. Let me get into this. So good. All right, so how to describe it? I would say it doesn't taste a ton like lentils do. Like, it definitely is a really neutral flavor. It does have that sort of peppery kick, but it's nice and creamy, and just like tofu, it takes on other flavors really well. So of course you could like marinate this or whatever you want to do, and it would be just awesome. All right, so that's probably it. I think you are gonna really enjoy this recipe. Once I made it, I was so excited to share it with you all. So if you do make it, definitely tag me on Instagram at Simnett Nutrition. You know I love to see your meals that have been inspired by my cooking. So definitely like the video if you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Are you gonna make this? What sort of spices are you gonna add to it? Oh yeah, one last thing. If you do enjoy my cooking and you wanna support the channel, I do have a recipe ebook I put out not too long ago called Easy Vegan Comfort Meals. Although this is not in it, you now have the recipe for this, but it'll be in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section and also in the description box down below. So definitely check that out if you want some more vegan recipes. So I will see you soon with another video. Subscribe so you can see more from me, and thank you all for watching.